What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite host and jealous hater Apoc, and welcome back to the channel. So, disclaimer, this is not the apology video you are looking for. It's actually one that I've been trying to cover for a while now from another situation a few months ago, which is actually very similar to the recent situation with Janelle. But the only difference is that Jess tried to use her state as an excuse to pick on three teenagers, all for thinking for themselves and having an opinion. Now, a big reason why I'm resurfacing this drama is because I wanted to showcase who Jess is as a person to those who just don't get it. Nothing's changed about her. She's not kind, she's not genuine at all. Well, unless you're up her. Which, no thank you. No fire booty for your boy. But the things Jess said within this so-called apology video, if that's what you really want to call it, really expresses on how much of a raging hypocrite she truly is. Because a lot of things that she used as a weapon against Janelle in her response are the same exact tactics that she used to shield herself from her own appalling behavior when she was dragging those teens across her platform. And if, which is a big if by the way, but if Jess does actually apologize to Janelle, this is what it would look like.
But these girls were like dragging us, and I didn't even want to talk about it because it's such high school bullshit, and I wish I would have never engaged in it because it was so lame drama.
Imagine being a full-grown adult and using lame unironically. The only lames here were Jess and Talia. Those girls didn't drag their names. They were just expressing how disappointed they were with their idols. What's the big deal? I have never seen two grown adults get so pressed about what children say about them. And Jess is sure one to talk about dragging people. She just slandered her old best friend Janelle all over her Instagram. All because Janelle said she felt replaced and left out. Oh, the audacity. So weird how Jess can't take any opinions at all and needs constant affirmations from people who still sleep with a blankie.
But these girls were dragging us through the dirt, and people are like, oh, you just came at these girls, and it's like, no, these girls were dragging us. Our family was contacting us saying, what are these girls talking about?
So is their families just full of snowflakes or something? They weren't involved at all. Talia's sister, or whatever weak-minded fool it was, decided to send the live to them, and that's it. I literally talked to Jess and Talia personally about the situation, and from what they told me, it just seemed like their family didn't like what they were saying. But that's all. Let's also keep in mind here, people, that the live didn't even have an insane amount of viewers within it. So even if those girls did drag them like they claim, who the hell would they even be dragging their names to? I mean, at most, there was a few hundred viewers within that live, but that's only because Jess and Talia joined it. But in this live, Jess has over 3,000 people, and right in front of all of them, she's doing what she does best, playing victim and pointing fingers. And I wonder who sent Jess Janelle's video, because right away, she hopped on Instagram live, probably as soon as she found out too, because she can't take it and needed those affirmations for, you know, the typical pity party, and said so many things about Janelle that were so untrue and should have never been said at all, even if they were. And again, the worst part is that Janelle didn't even say anything wrong or do anything wrong. Just flipped out for no reason and weaponized her following yet again. I mean, in that other live where she's railing on Janelle, just tells her audience, a couple times by the way, to make sure that they have her back for when people like me or other people who disagree with what she's doing hold her accountable for all her talking.
Some really mean things, and they not begged, but they were encouraging Talia to go on their live. They were asking her to go on there. This was not just oh, we're gonna go attack this fan page. It did not happen like that at all. There was some long drawn out days worth of drama before that.
Yeah, and that's why she can't provide any receipts, even when I asked for them to help her clear up her side so people understand the full grasp of it all. And just like with this new Janelle situation, she claims she has all the receipts in the world. I don't know to what, because it doesn't make any sense because Janelle didn't talk shit. But Jess, being the lovable, kind person she is, didn't want to show the receipts because I guess it's crossing the line or something. But you know, on her for 20 minutes straight and making up lies about her.
Is it a big deal, bro?
That's the one thing, is I have way too much goddamn time on my hand.
It's hands, not hand.
I should have never engaged in that. It is so stupid. The whole thing.
And yet she's still here, adding to the drama. No wonder they call her Messica.
Positive vibes only, I know.
Positive vibes only, guys.
So I think Jess lives by the whole rules for thee, not for me mentality. Because she wants everyone else to be positive and uplifting, while she's actively going after teenage girls. Bruh. And all you have to do is take a quick little peek at her channel and her content, and you will quickly realize that there is no positive vibes going on at all. In fact, the JesssFam channel as a whole is one of the most negative things on this platform. Just about every single video is based around drama or negativity. We need to leave now, forced to run. I made a painful mistake. A letter I never expected. We got news for my kid's school. Not good. And this is it. This is the essence to an entire channel. So much for the positive vibes, bruh.
What did I miss? You didn't miss anything, honestly. It's so stupid. Like some high school drama that it's embarrassing. Like, I am so sorry that I ever even engaged in it.
See, Apoc, she apologized. She's sorry.
No, she's not. She didn't even apologize to the girls. She's just embarrassed for engaging. That's what she said. But she's still doing it right now on the live by continuing it and feeling the fire. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
Guys, I can't believe I stooped so low and engaged in high school drama. So instead of dropping it like an adult, let's now drag them across my platform. Because I need affirmations, because my ego is bruised.
Yeah, I love that Jess calls it high school drama bullshit. Well, she's the adult out of high school, and those girls are still actively in high school. Gotta love the irony here.
I'm so good at like ignoring, blocking, and deleting, and I didn't, and I am embarrassed.
Says the chick who is on live right now, not ignoring, not blocking, and not deleting anything. She's not dropping the situation. She's making it 10 times worse. Not to mention she was showcasing even more full-grown toxic women on her Instagram stories who were also going after these teen girls and calling them and a lot of other mean things to bring them down. And Jess, you know, Mrs. Positivity, was just laughing about it. Mind you, a week later after this, there were multiple times where Jess engaged with so-called hate and again plastered it all over her stories. What was that about having thick skin? And keep in mind, people, that Jess has a whole ass podcast episode dedicated to the jealous haters, where she says not to judge or hate on others, right? Unless you're just thinking it to yourself, which is what? A mean girl mentality.
So I snapped, and you guys, if you guys see in my video, my video today, I'm at one of the lowest points in my life, and it definitely hit me. So not that that's an excuse, only an explanation.
So Jess is at the lowest point within her life, and yet she's on here rambling about high school drama. One would think that you being at your lowest point would trump all the petty bullshit, right? I mean, little things like this seem like they wouldn't be comparable to not being able to see your children or catching COVID and all the other stuff, all your other troubles. But apparently not. And it does tickle me where the sun don't shine that she stated that she snapped, which implies that she was wrong in some fashion outside of just engaging with the situation. But throughout this live, she acts as if she actually didn't do anything wrong at all, aside from just the engagement. But how would that mean you snapped? It could just mean, like she said, that she had a bunch of time on her hands. But her saying she snapped is implying that she went off on the girls somehow, and yet she still won't actually hold herself accountable or apologize to them. Funny how all this goes from just defending yourself to now snapping because of your mental health. Got to love when the story crumbles at your feet.
And again, I'm trying to stay away from all this COVID talk. Like, part of me wishes I would have never even talked about it to begin with, because like people just have so many goddamn opinions.
Oh, you mean like your family, Jess? You said they have strong opinions about the pandemic, that they're crazy about it, even to the point where you couldn't see Janelle because she's a COVID nurse. Yet they don't give a that within 5 days after you healed from being sick, you all hop on a plane down to Florida, a state with no mask mandates and the least restrictions in the country. How come they don't have a problem with that? Guess the magic of Disney kills all anxiety, paranoia, and self-importance.
Okay,
Keep in mind that she was only pressed because she had to reschedule her 7th Disney trip that year.
Don't let this cruel world change you. You never let hate get to you. I know I never let it get to me. And I'll tell you what, this last week I've let it got to me. I think I have too much goddamn time on my hands.
I have let it got to me. So this is what I mean when I say vlogger brain. But which is it, Jess? Are you just defending yourself? Did you snap on them? Do you have too much time on your hands? Or is it about your mental state? Because I'm having a really hard time keeping up with all the excuses and justifications for your behavior. And again, what's your excuse for the whole Janelle thing? I mean, Janelle didn't go out of her way to drag Jess. There wasn't even really much attention around it because her video wasn't even really about Jess. She just expressed why they aren't friends anymore. And in my opinion, it was really respectable. While Jess, the be kind queen, spreads misinformation and rumors about Janelle to purposely discredit her and make her look bad. All because Jess can't stand when others stop licking her.
Because clearly I'm engaging in stupid ass drama that I should just stay out of.
Nothing new there.
Yeah, I know. I am the adult and I did not act like the adult in that situation. That was so lame. Like that was lame, you guys. People do stupid things and I freaking did some stupid shit. Like I did some stupid shit, but
oh, here we go. There's the but. She's about to negate all her behavior after claiming she was in the wrong. Well, kind of.
I'll tell you, it wasn't just like, oh, we went on that live out of nowhere and went to attack people like some people are making it seem. Our family was involved. They were like letting us know, like they were, it was.
Yo, why is Jess gaslighting her followers, trying to make it seem like those girls were attacking their families too, when that's not the case at all? The only involvement that the family had was just sending Jess and Talia the live. There's nothing more to it than that, in which after sending that live to them, Jess and Talia proceeded to join the live, but claimed they were pressured and encouraged to do so? Imagine feeling peer pressured by teens half your age.
It was not as friendly as it was before. Like anyway.
Jess is always just so vague about everything she says, at least when there's drama involved, because she doesn't want to tell the truth. She just wants to spread rumors, play victim, and weaponize her following so that they can back up her lies when she can't provide any proof. It's almost like she's everything she says not to be.
I've explained to them nicely and set the facts straight. I know, that's what I should have done. 100%. Like, I regret it 100%. You know what I should have done is not engaged at all. But not an excuse, just an explanation. I am not okay up here.
But you are using it as an excuse. You're just over explaining it now. And you see, here's the thing. Just engaging or joining the live to defend herself wouldn't be an issue. It's everything else in between. She wants to claim that she was just defending herself. But when I give her a chance to actually do it, like asking her to send all the receipts and evidence so that I can clear everything up, she says there's no point, that it's unnecessary. But then after goes on this live to spread more all while on the teen girls end, they actually showed their proof, their receipts. This is exactly why we believe them over you, Jess. We're not just gonna trust your word. You've been known to be a liar.
There was a lot involved. It wasn't what people made it sound like, that's for sure.
We go off of what we see and hear, and we didn't perceive anything wrong. And if we did, why don't you come out and provide those receipts, sis? We're waiting.
In contact with Addie, your quarantine needs to end when she does. See what I'm saying? People have so many freaking opinions. But I am doing that. I'm not going anywhere. I just came to pick up my car. I'm going back to my freaking house.
And then a week later, goes maskless in Florida. And to be clear, I don't give a about that either. But she's the one that pushes out the idea that she goes above and beyond and doesn't. And it's just so funny. She hates the opinions of others so much, yet is on live actively sinking them from her cronies. I guess she only hates them when they go against her.
It's like, even when you try to do everything right, people still have shit to say.
That's because people have different versions of right and wrong. We think differently. We think for ourselves. I mean, I know Jess isn't used to that because she only has pick-me's and yes men, but me and my community, we are critical thinkers, and sometimes we don't even agree on everything, but we can still have conversations and support each other. We all believe you exploit your children, Jess, while you either think the same or just don't. It's all based around personal moralities. And to be honest, I believe you know that you are in the wrong and that you exploit your kids, but you're just doing it anyways for the money.
And the thing is that like everyone's allowed to have opinions, until you express yours. Like, as soon as you express yours, it's like, oh, you're being bullied. Okay.
Tell me you can't read the room without telling me. Hey, Jess, those girls that you're talking about right now were just expressing themselves and giving their opinions and thoughts, and you snapped on them. Those are your words. You literally did what you just said happened to you, but you did it to them. Bruh.
For being able to handle all the opinions. You're amazing. I clearly can't.
Clearly.
For the most part, I do really good. I hit an all-time low this last couple weeks, for sure. Like, all-time low. And I am feeling it.
Funny how when Jess hits an all-time low, she can justify and excuse her behavior. But when someone else does something, maybe based from their own all-time lows within their life, she seems to have zero empathy for them. It's almost like she's lying about her mental state and trying to push the blame out on that for her behavior, even though Jess just proved once again that she's just an entitled, selfish bully.
Everyone has an opinion. You do you, girl. I know, people are mean about it.
Oh, you mean like when you shamed others for what they want to do with their own bodies? What happened to my body, my choice, Jess?
We're all human. No one's perfect. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, that mentality only applies to Jess, but not the teen girls or Janelle or anyone else.
You know what's funny is that, like, going back to that too, is that people act like we just came on there out of nowhere. Like, it was instigated, and there was lots of private messages, very polite on our end, messages going back and forth. But no one wants to talk about that. No one ever wants to talk about all these poor girls.
Maybe that's because those girls actually provided receipts, and we have evidence of YouTube being not so polite on that live in general, and you just want us to trust your word. But maybe people don't want to talk about your so-called politeness is because you showed no proof of it. But you know, be kind and all that noise.
It was childish. I should have stayed out of it. I should have stayed out of it like I normally do.
I think Jess literally lives in her own reality.
None of the other kids got it. Nope.
Why the hell is she still answering questions based around the pandemic and her family? I thought she was done with it.
What are your thoughts on the haters and trolls who post negative things about you?
Oh, here we go. This should be good.
It's funny because they look for all the negative things. They never want, like, the full story. They only want, like, they'll do anything to tear you down. And you know why they do it is because it's monetized. Look at those videos, and they have no content of their own. All they want to do is bring other people down. And so they grab anything that they can, pull out all the straws, and they don't care about what their true story is. They only care about what they can make money off of.
I literally made a video of Jess claiming that her kids have full control over the videos that get pushed out on them. And within that same video, her own daughter debunks it. So what the hell does she mean by we don't care about truth? I mean, on my end, I literally proved something. I didn't twist it. I didn't spin it. She literally said in that video that she doesn't put in embarrassing moments and her kids have full control. But then Lilia says that's not the case. And she sure is one to talk about misleading content and not caring about the truth. Like I said, just go look at her channel where she constantly misleads her audience with clickbait. She's out of her mind, people. I talked to her about this situation, reaching out to her and trying to get her side of the story to clear things up, and she provided nothing of substance. Just the same old regurgitated bull she feeds her fans. I was actively seeking out the truth to both sides. I talked to those three girls, Jess and Talia, and the only ones that came on to tell their side of the story were the teens. And Jess and Talia rejected that idea, which just goes to prove that they had nothing to show and that they're liars. Let's also set something straight here. She says people like me, who have channels like mine, have no content of their own, while her livelihood is literally tied to her children and her children alone. Because even with all that money and all that clout, she still has nothing to show for it aside from clickbait and brand deals.
Cancel culture is so real. And it's like such a dumb thing too. Like, such high school like such high school.
No one was even trying to counsel her. It was just a live between friends. And Jess was the one who brought attention to it, much like the Janelle situation.
I had no symptoms except sneezing. That was it. She started sneezing the day before that she tested positive.
She's still talking about it.
Will any of the kids be vaccinated? See, this is like that I'm talking about is like, I want to just like go talk about my life, but like people with COVID, like when it comes to COVID, people are like really opinionated and mean about it. So I'm starting to like wonder if I even want to share it, but.
So we're slowly getting there. I'm just patiently waiting my turn because you bet your girl's gonna get one. I don't understand how people are not gonna get it. I don't get it. Do you want us to go back to normal? Yeah? Okay, me too. People have no problem putting McDonald's McChickens in their mouth, McDoubles, Ho-Hos, and Twinkies, but they're worried about what's in this vaccine that scientists created.
So is this what she means by people being mean about it? And hey, here's an idea. If you don't want opinions on the matter, then just shut the up.
When are you gonna get the booster shot? Are you gonna get your kids vaccinated? Oh.
What was that about lame high school drama?
Like, if you guys watch my videos, you should. You probably know the answers. And I want to share them, but people are mean with their opinions.
That's really rich coming from a mean girl.
And I wanted to pop on and let you guys know that I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Just okay. I think I'm getting better, but I reached an all-time low this last week for sure.
Jess's all-time low is not being able to go to Disney for the 7th time because she can't stop traveling during the pandemic or intermixing households with other people who travel a lot. So she gets sick and picks on teenage girls because of so much free time or whatever she said and uses her mental state as an excuse. But when Janelle made a hard decision to leave her daughter to become better for her, which is a hard decision by the way, because she wanted to fix herself and her own mental state, just uses it against her. What a real see you next Tuesday.
Like this year, I'll cry talking about it because this year has like been hard for me.
Doesn't cry talking about it. You gotta love the self-pity. I'm not saying she hasn't been through anything. That would be absurd. People go through stuff. But let's be real here. She was able to go see her grandma pass. Unlike a lot of people in 2020 whose grandparents died alone in a home from depression based around the pandemic because their families couldn't see them. And I know that's not her fault. But still, things could have been a lot worse for her. Let's also not forget, while everyone was losing their jobs and homes, Jess was still making roughly $30,000 a month in 2020 just from vlogging alone, not including sponsorships or brand deals. Mind you, she wasn't stuck inside like the rest of us. She never stopped traveling. I mean, in 2020, she got a free all-inclusive trip to Disney and got paid for it. I'm having a little bit of hard time feeling bad for her. But the best part is how she wants all of us to consider her feelings and emotions and mental state while not doing the same for others. The whole "we are human and we all make mistakes" rhetoric only applies to her and her alone, because she sure didn't give a damn or put any thought into those girls just being human or what they might be going through at the time. I mean, we all make mistakes, right? So why is it okay for Jess to act up or snap on people when she's going through something, but when others could possibly going through something or have issues within their life, it becomes a problem? To be honest though, just because you're going through things in life doesn't give you a pass to be an
But yeah, I definitely... Yes, I'm vaccinated.
Guys, I don't want to talk about the pandemic, but yeah, I'm vaccinated.
And yeah, I do feel like it helped. I should go live more.
No, you shouldn't, because she always seems to put her foot in her mouth. Anyways, you jealous haters, that's about it. Jess claims that the jab helped her with her symptoms while her unjabbed daughter was less affected than her. Let's also keep in mind that Jess and Talia had no issue going off on these girls while being sick with such a deadly virus. But hey, you know, maybe being a total is one of the side effects. God knows it wasn't self-importance. That ship sailed a while ago.